Right. So this week, I loved the readings. I thought they were really interesting. Unrelated, but I thought it was really cool that they opened up with the whole Furby thing because I totally remember when I got my first Furby when I was a kid, and like I didn't consider at the time that it was a robot. I guess I just as a kid you just see it as kind of a toy and not really some form of AI or anything like that. And I mean it really just um, like over time they explain over time it just has like a timer and then it sets off certain responses the longer it's active and stuff. As a kid I genuinely thought I was raising this creature and teaching it English and I now feel personally betrayed to find out that it was all an illusion. Sorry, that was unrelated, but that just stood out to me this week. In terms of the whole Sophia thing, I found her incredibly unsettling. I did not once find myself thinking that she was a human at all. I found her facial expressions to be like really unnatural and like very unsettling. Um, Her movements were artificial. The pauses between when he would ask a question and then she's like, her face would be like, she's like processing it, and then she would spit out a response, and then sometimes those responses weren't even fully coherent. So I thought it was fairly obvious that it was a robot, a program. That being said, I did think it was very impressive the way that it was able to answer him in fairly good time, despite the pauses that happened occasionally. And like she or it was able to string together good responses that made sense. And you could, or what was his name? I already forgot. Tony? Is that his name? I totally forgot. That was his name, right? Tony and Sophia. I'm gonna have a moment. Yeah, Tony. Um, but yeah, you Tony was able to like maintain a conversation with her or it because she or it. I'm just gonna call it she for ease of talking about it. But Tony was able to hold a conversation with her in a way that you could almost allow yourself to forget that it was a program. But I just personally am too unsettled by robots to even allow myself for a minute to forget. Um, the whole question about who would you rather spend time with in a car. At first, I was like, oh, well, Tony, because robots are creepy. But then I watched the video again and I was like, actually, this guy kind of seems like a creep too. So I think I would rather spend 5 hours with Sophia because I think it would be an interesting insight into her programmer or her creator's, I guess, values and the things that they thought were important to instill in a robot. Because I personally am like just super freaked out by robots and I feel like they are just going to surpass us in intelligence, but not in any of those other human aspects, and so they'll just turn into like killing machines. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie Prometheus. I think it was Prometheus, yeah, with the AI robot guy, David. Yeah, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, and then you will hate robots. But you know what? I couldn't even hate him because I like kind of get where he's coming from because like the whole concept of AIs scare me because they are pretty much like the ultimate utilitarian. Like they can just like weigh things in terms of their value, I guess, or in terms of their I don't know, overall overarching value. And so they could like look at humans and see us as a plague on this earth and just wipe us out and oh my goodness, yeah. The whole concept of AI is just a really slippery slope to me. I think it's very nerve-wracking. You like where do you draw the line? And I think that that's kind of the same idea that a lot of people have already touched on in the discussion. I replied to a few people because I just thought there were some really great thoughts this week. Not that there isn't every other week, there always is, but this topic just is it's a hot topic for me for sure. Oh yeah, and then just one other thing that I wanted to say was in regards to Sophia, one of the comments that she made about robots having human emotions. She commented about how the moon reflects the light of the sun but doesn't create its own light, and she said that robots too reflect the emotions and values of their creators but don't have their own values. And that to me is really scary because what if that technology was given to the wrong hands? What if someone with horrible values and horrible ideologies got a hold of an AI robot who is, essentially a all powerful machine with, who is intelligent and capable of evolving and changing and adapting? That's super scary. Like, what about an army of those? Soldiers, like robot soldiers. So scary. But anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents on AIs. Maybe I'm just super paranoid. Like I see the value that they could bring, but like I said in one of my comments on the discussion post, I think we need to draw the line between robots assisting us and AIs assisting us, and robots and AIs doing things that human beings, in my opinion, should be doing, like loving and genuine connections and things like sex, which in my mind should not be done with a robot. But that's just my preference. I mean, if you guys want to go and be intimate with a machine, that's your prerogative. I guess as long as it's not hurting anyone else. I would rather sex robots than a robot army that's gonna destroy the world. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna stop. But yeah, I will see you guys when we talk about things next week, and I look forward to this discussion and seeing what you guys all think.